Welcome, everybody, to the Smart Guy podcast. I'm your host, CJ the Smart Guy. And today we have an amazing guest on. He is a founder of DigiOats, a platform he created to help Africans learn about Bitcoin and to steer clear of scams in the space. He's a computer scientist and software engineer by trade, but also a Bitcoin analyst, writer, and educator who contributes to the Bitcoin magazine and works with communities such as the Black Bitcoin Billionaires. His journey into Bitcoin started back in 2019, and after some tough lessons with fraudulent schemes, he decided to dig deeper and use his knowledge to empower others. Today, he is known for his work in the Bitcoin education, consulting, and community building spaces, all with the goal of promoting real financial freedom through decentralized technology. Everybody, Heritage Falodun, I appreciate you for coming on.
Wow, thank you for that brief and detailed introduction, CJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll get right to it. So DigiOats. I know that you were in some scams and some fraudulent activity. Can you describe some of those fraudulent activities and scams that led to you creating DigiOats?
Yes, earlier in the country, there has always been information gap. There has always been information gap when it comes to understanding digital perspectives and stuff specifically regarding currency. So, scammers tend to leverage that gap and misunderstanding, ignorance of the population to give them misinformation and then perpetrate their scam, even on platforms like, let's say, P2P token, selling of pump and dump tokens and all of that. So I happened to get myself into blockchain years back within 2019, kind of, and then getting into the space. It's more like a very, very porous space. There's like different cryptocurrency aside Bitcoin. There's ETH, a whole lot of that. So my contact with getting scammed was actually on a P2P platform because my entry was basically on understanding the innovation and then trying to use it as a utility, like as a service. So the rampart part of those fixtures around crypto in Nigeria as at then was trading. So I tried exploring the trading aspect and then I was scammed during the P2P process. I got paired to someone, it doesn't pay. And then there are some tokens I also invested in. The NFT was raining as at then. And then I had a lot of issues with it, buying a particular token and then seeing the token fall or probably jumping on a particular coin, let's say Litecoin, and then you probably send to like a monitored address and all of that. So it was really more of a roller coaster kind of experience when I stormed into crypto. Getting into that aspect, I think I keep making more research to get myself grounded in the space. And I realized that, oh, there's Bitcoin. I met the Black Bitcoin billionaire groups then through remote work options and then Clubhouse trending as at that period. And the experience I had and my journey into learning through the space in terms of technicalities, in terms of trading, led me to the conclusion that a whole lot of African youth or like people who are trying to like explore and indulge this innovation might be facing similar entry points or similar issues. So I feel it is high time someone put things out there straight. And I think I don't want to do it on an individual level then. I'm more like someone who have an entrepreneurial mindset, judging from my computer science background and the fact that I've been involved in a lot of freelance job, trying to build products and all. So I just came up with DigiOat. I spoke with my friend. We had a draft of ideas and implementation of stuff we need to do. And we started the business. We registered. We offered DigiOat Foundation as the giving back to the community aspect, which involves strictly Bitcoin education and adoption processes, as well as setting up different Bitcoin circular economy. So I feel that part of our product alone has been able to solve the problem that I noticed in terms of lack of information, in terms of misconception, and in terms of entry level barriers for people who are trying to leverage Bitcoin and the entire crypto ecosystem in general.
Awesome, awesome. And what is the adoption out there? Because you're in Nigeria, correct?
Yes.
What's the adoption level out there when it comes to like Bitcoin and blockchain?
I mean, blockchain is a different thing entirely. Bitcoin is a different thing entirely. Although Bitcoin itself leverages the algorithm that blockchain really offers in terms of mining and protocol level aspect. What I'm just going to say when it comes to adoption, I will follow the stats and also give you real-time statistics on site. About 36 million Nigerians are aware of what cryptocurrency is, have interfaced with it, or have in one way or the other used crypto before. This basically more of stats coming from 2023, 2024, kind of. And when you look at the perception right now in 2025, there's like increased adoption in terms of utility. So a lot of policies keep coming up in Nigeria, and these policies are also like opening way and necessitating users and citizens of the country to like look for alternative solutions to like make things easier or make things seamless for them in navigating through those policies. I think there are policies like restrictions on banking cards, there are like limits on transactions, there are like fees on incoming transactions, paying, there are restrictions on how you tend to like receive some particular currency and all of that. But when we check crypto, USDT, and a lot of stable coins, and then Bitcoin coming in, it's breaking the barrier in terms of remittance. So some of these policies and the utilities that Bitcoin and crypto offers, it's actually driving adoption towards it. I think on the development aspect too, we tend to like see guys who are like noticing problems that are generic to Africa and pinpointing ways Bitcoin can solve those problems. So all these factors has increasingly led to the adoption level in Nigeria presently. So on a scale of 100, the adoption level is presently on 30% right now. So we still have a whole long way to go, despite the applauding stats we have in Nigeria, because the population itself is enormous. This is about 250 million population, and we have about 36 to 40 million guys using crypto, not just Bitcoin. So now, if we have 36 million to 40 people using crypto, then or to 40 million people using crypto, that means these 40 million people must have interfaced with Bitcoin. So it's more like a utility driven adoption for Bitcoin. And also like, let me say, a choice and ability to explore that alternative, or like probably explore the get rich quick scheme aspect of cryptocurrency, which is like the altcoins and a lot of pump and dump tokens. So Nigerians are just like indulging innovations based on the solution it offers and the utility therein. So that's basically what's pushing adoption in Nigeria right now. And the scales I've mentioned earlier are the adoption level and range we are presently.
Awesome, awesome. And I know maybe a year or two ago, Nigeria they unveiled their central bank digital currency, the e-Naira.
Yes, yes.
Um, how is that playing out? Is that are people using it, or how is that faring?
Yeah, when it comes to like the digital currency section, I mean, it's something more deeper than what people think. Nigeria itself as a country try to like, as a country in African continent tends to like be inquisitive about things, and they also like to jump onto innovations once they see other developed countries jumping onto it. And the fact that Nigeria happens to like be the vigilant, let me say the most vigilant country on the continent, they get more aware of things quickly. So I think there was a period, it was during the previous central bank governor regime, Godwin Emefiele, and the then president Muhammadu Buhari. they initiated the CBDC process as a way to encourage cashless policy and introduce more digital banking perspective and all. But as someone who is more enlightened about Bitcoin and everything as at then, I understand that it's more coming from a restrictive aspect and a capital control kind of a thing, judging from the fact that it was after the EndSARS process that the introduction of the central bank digital currency keep gaining more awareness. But to your question, the central bank digital currency in Nigeria is e-Naira, and then they are wrapped version of Naira on the digital space right now, which is like we have the CNGN, which is more like a token pegged to the Naira, just like USDT pegged to USD ratio 1-to-1. And on CNG, it's also like a token pegged to the Naira as well. But then it's not like the government main digital currency. The government main digital currency in Naira has now been developed in such a way that they integrated it with the traditional bank, but then the integration doesn't work seamlessly. If you're a product builder, you understand that user interface and user experience matters when it comes to adoption of a particular initiative. I think the user experience was extremely horrible. We have about only 0.3 or 0.6% adoption of the e-Naira since launch. And it's been a structure around the white paper of the e-Naira that says, there must be phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 on how it's going to be introduced. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are presently on like the phase 2 process that enables integrations with traditional banks, enabling you to probably swap your Naira to e-Naira and be able to pay. But then the generic problems in Nigeria and Africa in general revolves around remittance, around quick and instant payment infrastructure and all of that. The e-Naira doesn't solve that. So the adoption is low, and those problems exist. I'm thinking this CNGN, the wrapped Naira, which is more like an improved version of the e-Naira, which is still also like a digital currency wrapped with Naira right now, might be solving some of the problem the e-Naira couldn't solve. But issues around centralization, issues around capital control is also still eminent on those currencies. So to your question, adoption on e-Naira and the central bank digital currency is way low. It's more like it's not in use right now. Nobody's talking about it. More light is now being shed on the CNGN, which is more like another version of the Naira itself on digital platforms. That's where we are presently. And if we look back, it's been about 2 to 3 years that the e-Naira has been launched. So in summary, it's nothing to write home about right now.
Yeah. So in America, they're trying to figure out what to do with a central bank digital currency. They've already done some of the live testing out here, but this administration, they're kind of against it. And so you have this one bill that they're debating called the Anti-Central Bank Digital Currency Surveillance Act. And I'm all for it. But when you look in Europe, they basically just agreed to a central bank digital currency. And so that's why I asked, one of those questions. And then back to DigiOats. So where do you see DigiOats going in the next 5, 10, 20 years?
I mean, that's a very, very great question. So I'm just going to run you through some of our plans and development process in pipeline. At DigiOats, we always say we build in the open and get feedbacks from our communities, users, and partners to make improved and informed decision on our business. Presently, DigiOats is Africa leading Bitcoin hub and services. We always call it people's gateway to Bitcoin adoption, integration, treasury, B2B payments, and liquidity solution. So I'm looking at DigiOats in the next 5 years becoming a group with extensive services around DigiOats Capital and Treasuries, DigiOats Career Accelerator programs, DigiOats OTC payment product, DigiOats Bitcoin research, and DigiOats mining firm as well as the DigiOats Foundation, which is like running presently right now. So when you look at our milestones and things we've done in DigiOats and like our perspective towards the next 5 years, I mean, we've trained over 5,000 plus students in partnership with the likes of Trezor Academy, with the likes of Plural Code NG, like Plural Code Nigeria, more like an edutech we partnered with. We have also like worked and serviced about 500 plus partners and clients. In terms of OTC, we've processed and settled over 14 million USD on the B2B radar. Then we have about 10 plus research paper published all around mainstream medias like Bitcoin magazine, like getting featured with Forbes Digital and Tech Kaba and couple of other publications on mining, instructing and giving decisive information about the flare gas in Nigeria and then the opportunity that lies into using those flare gas for mining operations. So a lot of research works coming from DigiOats, about 15 plus communities reached. We happens to be the first Bitcoin only platform that has been to all 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria and then been to like East Africa and have huge presence in West Africa. All this happened within the space of 3 to 4 years. So it gives us a good leverage and it aligns with our vision and plan into expanding more into solving African-centric problems and offering services that are generic to the African continent. We also back about 4 startups. We work hand in hand with a lot of startups that I will be willing to mention if our conversation gets to that. So in general, I feel DigiOats is going to become a group before the next 5 years. And then we have products and services segmented into about 6 parts that involve the DigiOats Capital and Treasury, DigiOats Career Accelerator Program, DigiOats OTC Payment, DigiOats Bitcoin Research, and then DigiOats Mining, as well as DigiOats Foundation. So those are the things we are looking up to and making sure we task ourselves to implement.
For sure, man. That's sound like a true entrepreneur. I see you, man. Salute to you on the success. Salute to you for, educating the masses and creating solutions to problems out there in Nigeria. And not just Nigeria, but like you said, across the whole continent. Because we met in Kenya at the African Bitcoin Conference.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Kenya was surreal. Had a lot of connections with devs and then ecosystem partner. I also connected with, I think, the likes of the CEO of Black Bitcoin Billionaire in Ghana the previous year, seeing CJ the Smart Guy. I mean, you in Kenya as well the following year, and a couple of other businesses in South Africa, like few months back, has been very, very good for us. We are intentional about making progress and making sure we offer the right solutions that are generic to our community.
Yeah, that's amazing. One thing you had mentioned was flare gas. Can you go in more in depth on what you're trying to do with some of the flare gas in terms of like a solution?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to like give illustrations. I mean, illustrations about the carbon emission in Nigeria and then the reason why we need to like reduce carbon emission and increase carbon credit for the continent. Nigeria is top 10 when it comes to like carbon emission countries in the world. Nigeria emits a lot of gas from the mining operation in terms of crude oil on the continent. And then when you look at this, it's more like waste. Waste in the sense that it causes a whole lot of environmental hazard, the guys in those jurisdictions. And you look at countries like Ethiopia, where they have excess hydro, and now they are like converting that into something amazing by mining Bitcoin, turning the waste to like resources, and as well as empowering communities. So at DigiOats, what we do is we know a lot of folks doesn't have first-hand access to this information. They don't have first-hand access to these sites. They might be seeing statistics online and all of that. So at DigiOats Mining, we make sure we can bridge the gap between the miners and the businesses or companies, the oil and gas companies flaring all these gases, while offering regulatory advice, while offering implementing structure to like the mining companies willing to like invest in the country, and also navigating them through the policy and ways to like explore these flare gases, convert it to electricity, and then mine Bitcoin with it, and also give back to the community through it. So it's like a win-win game for everyone. So DGO develops and operates an integrated portfolio to power digital infrastructure and compute access purpose-built to fuel the world's most transformative technology, specifically around flare gases. So to just give this a very, very clear and layman explanation of what it is, picture it in a way whereby there's a community where there's an oil terminal where the processing of this crude oil happens, mining, and then they keep flaring gases. Aside from polluting the entire air, there can be oil spillage. There's a lot of issues with the community people. They find the environment not conducive for them, and the atmosphere itself, it's been damaged. But with Bitcoin mining operation that DigiOats is offering, it's going to like enable data service operation in the country. It's going to like reduce carbon emission and increase Nigeria carbon credit. And then it's a win-win for miners, because when you calculate the amount needed to mine one Bitcoin in Nigeria presently, if I'm not mistaken, it's presently around 19k USD to about 50k USD kind of. And when you check those prices, similar to that of Ethiopia and all, and one Bitcoin as at today, it's about 115 USD. So when you have a leverage whereby you can make the environment more conducive for people, and give back to the community while making profit, I mean, it's more like the best thing to do right now. Judging from situations in Ethiopia, situations in Kenya, and some prototypes and operations we already have ongoing in Nigeria. I think that's pretty much what I have. I'm just going to make sure I share you some detailed resources for our listener. We'll be launching an improved update of this product on our web app. Look forward to it. So it's going to be segmented into the power generation section, managed services, then the digital infrastructure sections that has like the ASIC colocation aspect, I mean, application-specific integrated circuit. Those are like the miners, S19J Pro miners, ASIC miners, and all of that. Then computing the processes for like the companies who are willing to like operate as well is something DigiOats is working on offering, and we've been doing presently with some firms that I have their name in secret. So I think that's me giving you detailed explanation about your question around flare gases, the Nigeria terrain, and how mining operations and our services are trying to like explore this for the good and benefit of the country.
Yeah, I think that's a really big deal there because I know globally we're looking at carbon emissions and trying to figure out how to reduce them. And I know a lot of governments, a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin mining and they're saying, oh, it takes up too much energy. You're polluting the world. You're letting all this carbon emission go out. But you, on the other hand, you said, no, well, we can fix a problem that's already there and create a solution, and not just create the solution, but have it implemented amongst the masses. So salute to you for that. I think that's huge.
Yeah, thanks, CJ. We just have to do the needful. As Nigerian, we're always of the mindset, or myself, I'm always of the mindset, and my team, seeing possibilities, taking action, and enabling progress. You just have to do things and make things work.
Yeah, for sure. Also, earlier we had talked about remittances. I know that in America, they just recently came out with a new rule that says that any remittance going back overseas, if you're not a US citizen, they're going to start taxing the remittance. And so, us in the crypto space, the Bitcoin space, we're like, well, this might draw more adoption. About how much remittance is what drives the Nigerian economy, because I know there's certain countries where remittance is almost like more than half of the GDP. What do you know, like how that would affect Nigeria? And do you have some solutions for maybe some Nigerians on how to, legally avoid paying this tax?
When it comes to like remittance, I think countries like Philippines, country like Nigeria that export human resources, and those human resources tend to like import liquidity back to the country, or deposit payment back to the country as what Africans always call black tax, or like investment purposes, or in their respective country. I feel what it means would be more adoption of technology that hasten those process in terms of cost effectiveness, in terms of policy, and then in terms of flexibility. Any technology that people can indulge and be flexible enough to enable them to like make close to instant, if not instant, remittance operations at cheap price will be leading. And then, it's obvious, is visible to the blind, audible to the dev right now. Bitcoin offers most of those services. The more reason why we are building product around the innovation to explore that service and then increase the remittance process for countries like Nigeria, and countries in the global south generally. So irrespective of the policy from the US, or like originating countries where citizens might be willing to like send money from or send money to, having products that are relatable to what people have been used to on the traditional skills will definitely go a long way, which is what we are presently doing right now. I think I referenced the fact that we are involved in making sure we scale specific products, like for instance, Cashwire, for instance, Spendin. It's actually an app for payments to like different countries, Kenya, South Africa, inclusive, and then couple of other countries like that. And then I think there's also another product we are not 100% involved in, but then they're also making waves, the likes of MavaPay, and then we also have Neona Synergy as well. So to your question, I feel having products that can offer good services and enables instant payouts, irrespective of the restrictions on the traditional rail, will definitely be a game changer and nullify most of these restrictive policies. Because, for instance, take a look at BitChat. BitChat offers you more or less like a decentralized way of getting connected with people and all of that through the Bluetooth integrations and stuff used by Jack. Same thing applies to like the remittance process in the African market right now. If we have more products that can plug in to the Bitcoin core integrations, the Lightning integration itself, that offers DEX, like decentralized exchange platform that offers, let's say, non-KYC like Vex, or even KYC product for quick payments, basic payments like buying stuffs and all of that, bulk remittance payments as an option as well. It's actually going to be a game changer. So my response to your question is informed products that address people's problem plugged into technologies that are decentralized like Bitcoin would make those policies more inefficient and won't hold water on the populace. So I still feel the increased process of remittance will keep going. So far, we have builders that keep offering solutions and products to like not boycott, but then to like make things seamless for the citizens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I love how you create solutions to problems. In America, when we think about Bitcoin, most people only think about getting rich. They only think about the dollars and cents. And it seems though whenever I'm in Africa, it's always about solutions. So I absolutely love that. For anybody who is trying to invest into DigiOats or learn more, where can they find where can they find more information and how can they help out?
Definitely, I mean, we have representation on almost all social media platforms, but then very active on LinkedIn, DigiOats, DIGOATX. DigiOats on LinkedIn, DigiOats on Twitter, DigiOats on Instagram. This social media handle portrays all our program, like the current one we'll be doing with developers program at the northern part of the country right now. I mean, the northern part of the country is where there's insurgency, couple of insecurity, but as DigiOats, we still want to make sure that people living in that jurisdiction doesn't stay behind because of the challenges in their location. We are running a Bitcoin developers workshop in that particular region of the country in partnership with Trezor Academy, Bitcoin developers workshop in partnership with STEM Lab and BitNob. And then to give more clarity to your question, anybody looking to like check more about DigiOats, you can also check our web application on digioats.io. That's digioats.io. So we have the version 2.0 of our web app live now, and I'm announcing first on this platform today that version 3.0 that has extensive services of like milestones, investment opportunities, startups backed by our project, life impacted, as well as more extensive services we are offering around OTC payments, around liquidity solutions, around mining, as well as other things will be updated on the version 3.0. It's something people should look out to, and more updates about all our programs will be featured on our social media continuously. So digioats.io is the best place for anyone to like connect with us.
There you go. And how are you feeling being like a young entrepreneur that's getting awards around the country, around the continent? How's that feeling? How are you handling this, I guess, fame, responsibility? Like how are you handling that?
I mean, first of all, I'm going to say I'm a Nigerian. So saying I'm a Nigerian means responsibility. So the way I've been handling it is taking decisive decisions and setting out goals, working up with my team, and making sure those goals are achieved. So it's more like a whole lot of prayer, but then when you have a fixture of, let's say you have a fixture of working under prayer, then it's definitely not going to mean much to you. So the way I've been handling it has been working intensively on time management and making sure tasks get cleared based on deadlines and what we have on the to-do list. That's the TDL. And I feel my team have always been supportive. I have a very, very great co-founder who is extremely experienced in terms of business and the financial aspect. On our list of founders and board as well, we have a very, very good compliance and legal person who handles almost everything in terms of compliance, tax, legal obligations, and all of that. So all I have to do as a founder and CEO of most of these products is to make sure I manage things, I get things done, and then give more insight about improvements we really need to keep working on collectively as a group. So I think I just feel it's something I need to do, and it's best to do things when you have much of the time to do it. So creating solutions to problems that are generic to my jurisdiction is something I'm impressed about.
Awesome. And if you have one thing you want to tell the audience, to your listeners, what would you want to tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a motivational speaker, but then I'm just going to tell them to like look out for DigiOats as we keep launching more features, and they should check out most of our products, the likes of Spendin that enables instant payouts to most South African countries, the US and East African countries, as well as most of our products like Cashwire that are Bitcoin dependent as well. And I'm going to tell the audience, whatever you feel you want to do, whatever impact you feel you want to create, please create it now, because most of the things you will not matter in about 100 years' time. Only the legacy and the lives imparted and the solution you've created will outlive you. I'm Heritage Falodun, and I'm done speaking. Thank you, C, for having me on your section.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And there you guys go. CJ the Smart Guy on the Smart Guy podcast. We had Heritage Falodun on. Appreciate you for coming out, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you, CJ. It's my pleasure coming on your program as well. I mean, I will always accept the invite whenever you call again. Thank you.
Thank you.